What's up, trucking fam? It's the trucking guy, hashtag the real trucking guy, coming at you to bring you some content. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, give me a thumbs up. Let's get right into it. This one's gonna be about, is dispatchers or a dispatch company really worth it? Or can you do it yourself? Let me just delve right into this one on a big one. I've been waiting to make this video for a while. Yes, dispatch companies are worth it. Screw what everybody else thinks. And yes, hiring a in-house dispatcher is worth it and the best of both worlds, right? We do both here. I have a dispatch company that we're partnered with, as well as I have some in-house dispatchers, but I dispatched all of our trucks for a few years before I did any of that. It was scary. It was a big risk to step out and do that. But let me tell you guys, by worrying about giving up, whether it be 5, 7, 10%, if you get with the right company, that it can save you a ton of headaches. They handle things for you as long as you babysit them and make sure that they're doing the job right. Because when I first hired our dispatch company, we had issues, and I've hired other dispatch companies that did not work out, and we had issues like them doing things that not really saying what they were going to do, not booking the truck the right way, trying to send a hotshot in when it was only a semi job and a hotshot couldn't do it, or they didn't accept hotshots and they knew that, but they were trying to be sneaky about it. So things like that are really a pain in the ass, guys. So don't get with one like that, but get with a good company. If you're gonna have an in-house dispatcher, really learn the job. It is difficult, and the brokers are sharks. They'll take advantage of you every chance that they can. Excuse me. To the tune of $1,000 or better. You might call and book a load for $1,500 on the same load that I would book for $3,000. Based on my negotiation skills and my seniority that they've worked with me many times before, I easily am gonna get that load every single time. And it's unbelievable the amount of money that you're leaving on the table if you can't negotiate well. If you can negotiate well, guys, sometimes the money's just not there. Sometimes you're gonna book the load and they're gonna call and say they got somebody else to do it cheaper because they're an unscrupulous broker. I would say that a lot of brokers do that. It's not necessarily that they're unscrupulous. It's just that the market is tough sometimes and they're doing what they have to do to make money, as well as you may have booked the load and they were gonna have to set you up and you were new, and then somebody else calls like me, who they've worked with a bunch of times. They'd rather not take the risk with you and work with me because I've already done 50, 100, 250 thousands of loads, who knows how many, for that particular person, and you were gonna have to be a new setup and you're a risk, and it's like a betting game. So you're nothing to them and I'm something to them because I have a relationship. So that simple fact alone, they could say, oh, hey Aaron, yeah, well, I thought I had it booked, but I think that guy's canceling on me. We'll go ahead and send it over. And then they send it over to me because they don't have to set me up. They don't have to vet me. They know what I'm about. They know what our trucks can do. And then they just call you and cancel. And this happens a lot, guys. It really does. So, but what is the point of a dispatching company, hiring a dispatching company worth it? Yes. Now, can you hire some guy off Facebook that you've never met? Yes, you can, but vet them. Okay, I've done it. I know people who have done it and they've been very successful. And there's certain companies out there that won't even take on any new ones because they have such a big business. You would think that that would be something you could grow and scale into thousands and thousands of dollars in revenue, but it's a very difficult side of the business, guys. Building those relationships, dealing with truckers. A lot of them that hire dispatch companies think that that is going to be the holy grail of $1 million for them, and it's not any different than if you were doing it yourself, if they were doing it themselves. A lot of truck drivers are very picky. I've done other videos on this, and they have a lot of no's, I don't want us. They don't have good equipment. They've got so many restrictions on them. They can't hardly make any money. So in dispatching in general, whether you're doing it for yourself or you hire a dispatch company, the more things that you remove off of yourself, the more restrictions that you remove, and you open up your availability or get into a more niche market most of the time, whether it be specialized, heavy haul, oversized, whatever it is, those things are gonna really set you apart from the rest of the market. There's like 4-point-some million trucks on the road, guys. So how do you wanna vary and be different? That's how you have to do it. But hiring a dispatching company is worth it because you don't know what you don't know. If you hire a vetted good one, they might increase your revenue by as much as 10 to, I've seen it as high as 20-something%. I've seen guys hire dispatch companies that have trouble grossing $4,000 a week, and their first month, a few weeks, they do $6,000 to $8,000. Okay, even in our case, our dispatch company, the one that we have now, has been very good to us, and they've increased our revenue by a few points. I mean, I was a very good dispatcher, and for some of the increase in revenue, there has been some headaches with cancellations, not doing what they say they were going to do, not booking the truck right, or trying to overbook. This might be a problem with yourself because our dispatch and a lot of dispatch companies want to kind of prey on the fact of booking a day in advance or days in advance to kind of set out your schedule. And then, you know, trucking has a lot of moving pieces and shit happens. So you might have a breakdown, you might have a hurricane, you know, might have bad weather, flooding, you might have whatever happened that you can't make the deadline and they close early, or you get there and they said they were open till 5 but they left early at 12. You can't deliver that load, it messes up tomorrow's load. So kind of being overzealous or more ambitious than normal could lead to headaches and problems, canceled loads, and really do a negative thing to your brokerage or to your MC. So you don't want to do that, but you do really want to stay on top of these people. So in doing so, you can increase your revenue. They have better relationships. They do it every day. They might be better negotiators than you, and they'll get you a better rate and better revenue to the truck. But just stay on top of this so that, you know, just in being eager about their revenue, that they don't try to or do things that hinder you. Not necessarily that they're trying, but make mistakes that hinder you and really cause you problems, especially for your growth. So if they charge 10%, but they increase your revenue by 20%, they paid for themselves and they gained you another 10%. And they took a huge job off of you. Now, this is a hypothetical. That's not going to work in everybody's situation because some people do generate, you know, $5,000 a week consistently. So hiring a dispatch company, they're going to pay X amount of money. But if we really got into it, guys, and you're paying 10% on $5,000, it seems like a lot of money. But in reality, it's not, because when you pay them, they're handling all the job. I mean, if they're handling rate cons, they're handling everything else, make sure they're reading the rate cons the same way that you would, and just get a very clear understanding of how you want your business run and the image that you want to portray, because you don't want to do things that are going to cost you money in the end. Because if you hire a bad dispatch company or a bad dispatcher and they're handling all your rate cons and they sign a rate con and that load had highlighted things that, you know, it has $150 penalty for delivering every hour late after that, and it could be the whole, and you miss it by a day because you picked up another partial. So you deliver that load, you did it for free, and they send you a bill for $200. Load paid $1,000. You didn't get paid at all because you were a whole day late. And you know, if you miss those things and you're not paying attention, and the dispatcher is doing so many trucks that they don't catch it, or they're not reading them, or they're making a big mistake. So stay on top of stuff like that, guys. You know, the devil is in the details. If you've heard that expression, the money is in the details, in my opinion. You really have to stay on top of that stuff. But dispatchers, yes, they can be a great thing. Dispatch companies, yes, they can be a great thing. But the problem is there's probably 10% of the market of dispatch companies that are actually good, and the other 90% suck and are fraudulent and are startups from yesterday. So they have no experience. One, because there's a lot of videos and content and people creating, start a dispatch company tomorrow, book 10 trucks, work from home, make $1 million a year. You know, you have the one that just came out, and I think they were talking about, oh, you know, made $600,000 in 4 months, and now I'm buying land and doing this and that. I'm not saying that that can't happen, but that person is definitely the exception to the rule. She would be in the 10%, or her, him, whatever. And the rest of the market is fraudulent people who don't have the experience, who aren't professional, who may not answer the phone, who sleep in, who are going to ruin your business. So be very vigilant when you're looking into a dispatch company and or to a dispatcher you're going to hire in-house. Train them well. And if you're dispatching yourself, you know, just do the same thing. Stay on top of it. Be very vigilant. Build relationships. Every place you go, create a notebook. Write down, hey, I delivered and picked up at this location, and try to get direct customers every chance you can. I'm not saying go behind brokers' backs and cut them out, guys, because they are your friend. You have to have relationships with them. But the ones that suck, that are not cool, or the place across the street, or if you get solicited yourself and you give out a business card, or if it's somebody that you don't work with a lot and you don't see them really being a potential broker that you're going to work with in the long run, then you can obviously talk to that customer. And if it's something right outside your house, if you know, I've had things like that where I've worked with the broker and I've been asked to go direct, and but anyway, guys, yes, a dispatch and dispatch company is worth it. They can make you money. Stay on top of them. But for the amount of percentage that you give up, they can increase your revenue if you get the right one. Please reach out to me. I'll recommend one. I'll be glad to get you guys put with them. But it is a minimum requirement of a hotshot with a 40-foot with ramps and a Class A CDL. So if you're looking for non-CDL hotshot, I don't have anybody for that. We don't really mess with that or specialize with it. So, but semis as well. They handle semis. They do a great job. I can get you in a good rate, and just let me know, guys. I appreciate you tuning in. Catch you on the next one. One thing I did want to add, guys, to my video here is, I thought about it after I started making it, is with a dispatch company or a dispatcher that's dispatching you, if you're driving the truck, now if you're a fleet owner, this doesn't really apply to you, so you might want to be able to do it or yourself and or hire a dispatch company if you're willing to grow, but or if you just don't have the time to do it and you want to be a fleet owner. But if you're trying to drive the truck, it is better, in my opinion, to have somebody dispatching the truck and you not do it yourself. One, you can't do the job of strapping down the load, doing the driving, doing the logistics, doing the check calls, to let them know you're coming, let them know you're going to deliver or pick up or whatever, and pre-book loads a day in advance, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table, and you're going to get stuck in areas that you can't get a load out until Monday if you deliver on Friday because you didn't have a load set up and ready. These people can be diligently looking for you a load a day in advance, and that makes a big difference to your revenue. That's one of the big kickers, guys, or the generators that increases your revenue, is that they're able to look a day in advance and sometimes maybe on a Friday for Monday, so that when you drop off a load, you can pick up another load and you're not having to worry about being on your phone or looking while you're driving. I know a lot of you guys do that stuff. So, just focus on your job. It's one of the most dangerous jobs in the United States. Focus on your job, drive the truck, load your load, worry about what you're worried about, and let somebody else plan your route, book you, and deal with the negotiations, because you get a lot of check calls from these brokers aggravating you. And if you're doing both jobs, it's very stressful. I've done it. I've tried to book myself and run trucks, and some of you guys do it. You'll deliver the load, you'll get off, and all night you're looking at load boards, or all morning you're sitting there waiting in a truck stop looking for a load because you didn't have anything pre-booked, right? So simplify pay the extra 8, 5, 7, 10% to generate. It's going to increase your revenue by X, right? So if they can increase your revenue and still do the same job that you want to do, why not do it, guys? It's stupid proof. So it's going to save your life from trying to do this stuff and not being focused on your actual job. Save you a bunch of stress. Stress is bad for your health, guys. So that's just the real 2 cents of it and what it boils down to. So anyway, guys, catch you on the next one.